I want to begin with an educational story. It was 2007. My co-founder and I, Paul Sanders, who's in the back, we were struggling with a new startup educational technology company. We had no idea what we were doing. We came to William & Mary. A friend referred us. We were able to meet Bill Bean, who's also here, and share our business plan with him. He roundly criticized us, which was welcome, pointed us in the right direction. 5 years later, in our space, after much consultation with Ron Monarch, Vladimir Anastasov, Ron Hess, several other William & Mary MBA faculty, we're a small company with almost 100 clients, and we just beat Blackboard, the leader in our space, for the Cody Award for Best LMS. So that was a huge benefit to us. Huge benefit to us, and we would have not been nearly as successful without their wise counsel. And I think oftentimes, so much of life is based on luck and fortune and just being in the right spot at the right time. How many people around the world could benefit if we could somehow scale the William & Mary faculty to reach out to other people? What would that look like if other people could benefit like we benefited? And I think that's a central question to think about, is how can we help education scale? And we started trying to solve that problem with NIXT. Our other company, Advanced 360, continues to do well, and it's grown, but the problem is the business model isn't great for solving educational problems around the world. The software is just too expensive. So we need new business models, new academic models, and new technology models to try to solve the problems that we face as a global society. So some of the trends or ingredients that I think are going to be pivotal to revolutionizing education include the following. One is the smartphone, right? Who would have guessed 8 years ago that you could have the world's knowledge in your pocket? If you didn't know how to type, you could speak into it. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Also, you can even see the little trend change here. How many speakers have referenced Wikipedia? Ironically, I don't know if you guys saw the news yesterday, Encyclopedia Britannica has shut down. They stopped their last printing, and Wikipedia, amazingly, almost, such little cost, but such a revolution in the world's knowledge, constantly shifting. Something about Wikipedia that not many people know is that all the content is openly licensed, meaning anybody can use it, you can remix it, as long as you give attribution. And that's a huge movement behind the open education field. We don't need thousands of physics courses around this planet. We need one really good physics course that's been empirically shown to help people learn. And that physics course needs to be easily reproduced many times over and spread to people around the world. Of course, tailored to local contexts, but again, empirically proven. We're getting there. Advances in educational technology. Many of you, like me, probably grew up in school where you get the lessons, and maybe there's 30 math questions, and if you don't get the first 2 or 3, you're kind of stuck for the remainder of the questions. Well, now we're finally learning how the brain works, and we're matching cognitive science to our teaching methods. So actually, if you show, here's a question, here's a solved question, the next one, here's another question, here's a solved question, the brain picks up much more readily. So our pedagogical methods are getting mapped to technology. So rather than a teacher, an educator, sitting in the front of the room trying to ascertain where each student is at cognitively, how much they've mastered the material, we now have the technology to specifically, discreetly show us where each student is, where they're at. Probably one of the best examples of this is a guy by the name of Salman Khan. I had the pleasure of serving on a panel out at Stanford with Sal a year or 2 ago. Sal started off, he was tutoring his cousin who was in Texas, and he would basically use a program and write on it, and then he'd upload the video to YouTube, specifically just for his cousin. Well, hundreds, then thousands, then millions of people started watching those videos. The beauty of that is it scales. It's him making a 5-minute video, but it's teaching millions upon millions of people. So with that in mind, some of the challenges, some of the things that I see as major pain points in education that I want to share with some of you to think about in your roundtables include our student-to-teacher ratio. Teachers just don't scale. It can't be, we're never going to be able to create enough teachers or train enough teachers to solve all of our educational problems. So we have to use technology in creative ways. Globalization. Industries are rapidly shifting and changing. If you were trained in something, you have to continue to be lifelong learning. You have to be able to quickly pick up new skills that maybe you weren't trained in or originally planned on. The European Union is much further along than we are here in the States on that, but that's things we need to think about as the economy becomes rapidly shifting and rapidly changing. Rising tuition. Lumni is, I think, an excellent example, and what I really liked was the emphasis on it being an experiment. And I think that's the model we have to take when we're experimenting in educational technology. We can't be rigid. We have to be willing to try things out, apply the scientific method, make some hypotheses, see if our hypotheses bear out. A third problem, or another problem, is degrees as unreliable indicators of occupational success. A final problem is the Western model of education doesn't necessarily scale. We need other ways of accrediting or certifying knowledge that are less money and more specific to occupations. I don't think there's any reason to take the Western model of accreditation and kind of impose it on different countries. Rather, I think we have to find new ways that scale. Thank you for your time.